Cut the crap.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
John Lisle, L.A. Lloyd, and Drew Bennett.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Three dudes talking about whatever the hell they want. It's narcissistic.
Check it out.
Remember, there's nothing wrong with being self-absorbed. It's Beaver Kool-Aid with Lisle, L.A. Lloyd, and Drew.
You got the look, man.
Well, thank you.
Should have had
Thank
you yesterday. Had that wearing that when we talked about Tupac.
And, well, you know, it's kind of like, I thought maybe it'd be kind of a slight CeeLo Green look. So I would start out kind of like this. And when you guys started sounding good, I'd right around like that. Yeah.
Where is your pussycat, my friend? Where is perfect at? We need the pussycat in your lap.
Yes, exactly.
No perfect? Well, hey, it's a big day for me today. It's daughter 12th birthday. And one thing she asked for in her gift list kind of surprised me because it's a type of shoe that I wore back in high school. John, you remember the Sperry's? The topsiders, I think, was what we called them back then.
Boat shoes, yeah.
Yeah, they're back, and it's all the hip. It's the hip fashion for the girls. So she wanted a pair of Sperry's, is what she calls them.
Yeah, you can go to they have a Sperry outlet in San Marcos. Been there. Mm-hmm.
Are they slightly irregular? Is that what they are, the Sperry outlet? Or you go there so you pay more than you do at the mall in Austin? Is that what you do?
Both. You go and pay more for an irregular shoe.
The answer
I don't understand, you know, it used to be you go to the outlet mall because you thought you were going to save money. Last time I went up there to a Coleman store to buy a, Coleman cooler. And I get that, and then I don't know, like a week or so later, I'm at Academy, and there it is for $12 cheaper. Although, why the hell would I drive all the way to San Marcos? It's supposed to be cheaper, right? It's supposed to be the outlet mall.
Well, that's what I thought.
Yeah, outlet is I think outlet is Spanish for we're catering to Mexicans. That's all it is. Because I go up there and there's the outlet mall. There's the Bible store. You seen that one over there?
I haven't seen that one now.
And I wonder if it's in a regular Bible. So, the Old Testament is short a book, or the New Testament short a little bit, or,
This one's missing Leviticus, but that's all right. You get to sleep with gay men and tattoo your body, so that's all right.
Yeah, so typesiders, man, that's, you're getting off kind of cheap, aren't you, Lloyd?
I thought I was. I was expecting her to ask for, like, a laptop or something, and the top of the list was Sperry's. I was like, well, what are Sperry's? And, she showed me, it's like, oh, these are topsiders. That's what I wore in high school. She's like, really? I said,
the last pair I had were some white ones.
Wow.
Like ones.
That would go well with your outfit today. Now, I'd love to see you walking down the streets of San Antonio with a hoodie and some white Sperry's, man.
It's not a hoodie, man. It's a Forever Lazy. Don't you get it? It's Forever Lazy.
Oh, look, I didn't get the whole packet. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. You do look like CeeLo a little bit.
It's what we call, or like Drew there would call a jumper or a onesie. Almost it's like footsie PJs without the footsies.
All you need to do is add the mask, and we got Halloween 1 relived right here, man.
Today is also my mother's birthday. So
really?
My mother, who who hung up on me.
Indeed.
Ago or whatever. Yeah, she's 80 today.
Wow. Well, happy birthday to Mom and to Taylor today. It's a big day. April 18th.
Taurus Day.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that.
So you guys, is that it? Just the Sperry's?
She wants some, CDs. I think there's this band called One Direction that Simon Cowell signed out of the UK, kind of a boy band. Yeah. She's all about them now.
Wow.
She has everything Justin Bieber, so she didn't need anything in that department. She's covered there. And some gift cards. She wanted a gift card to iTunes, and so she's downloading some music that she likes. And here was a shocker: wanted a Starbucks gift card this year. So, what do you think about kids drinking coffee at 12? Is that bad? Is that good? She gets the decaf.
Drew had LSD in his coffee at 12. We found out.
That's right. My kid's doing coffee.
I hear you are asking Drew about that.
Sorry, Drew.
What do you mean coffee?
Coffee? What is that wimpy ass shit?
Amateurs.
So what are you getting your mom for your birthday? Some peace of mind or
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. I thought I'd getting her a Kindle, but I don't know if she's gonna a Kindle. But I don't know if she's gonna use it.
Yeah. Is she into
She's a big
electronics
reader.
at 80?
Well, she uses her computer.
Yeah.
And I got her a webcam for that. But so she manages those things. But I use my Kindle all the time. I download books from the library.
Yeah.
And she's a big reader. I thought she could do that. Otherwise, I don't have a clue. Your parents get older and you've been doing birthday things for so long, or Mother's Day comes up and Christmas, and you have no idea what to get anyone.
Well, Kindle's
so I
good.
thought, maybe
like
maybe I'll get her a copy of Beaver Kool-Aid. She can enjoy that.
My mom's birthday is coming up on Mother's Day, so I got a duo the same day, Mother's Day and a birthday. So
that's actually pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you talk to your mother every day, you know exactly what she wants.
Yeah. She's pretty low maintenance.
What do? You get her a towel set?
Well, I always try to get her some flowers. She likes the fresh flowers, which brought to you by proflowers.com. And
okay, so she has to put together her own
she
arrangement.
Has to put together.
That's good. So you can save some money. That's it. Flowers in a box with a vase. Now put it together.
Yeah, that, and she's a foodie, so I like to send her some kind of nice food in the mail. She likes different kind of foods to go there. So
okay,
yeah. Every now and then, I'll get something like Drew. I don't know if you can relate to the Johnston County country hams, but
Never had one.
that's
that would be Johnston County, North Carolina.
yeah, North Carolina. Something different, something healthy for your mom. A nice old salty country ham.
They say ham's not so bad for you, and bacon even. What they say is really bad for you is pastas and breads and things like that.
Yeah.
If you're looking for to go on a diet, they say to get rid of that stuff. And,
All them carbs, baby.
You can eat
All the
some
white.
bacon if you want to, man.
Yeah, see, that's what it's a big propaganda campaign to get people to quit eating white. And that's what it is. They say if it's white, it's not right. You don't eat it. Don't eat anything white. And eventually, that's going to kind of translate into, well, you got it, pal. Yeah, nothing for us. Right.
We are out of luck.
Just look at Drew's complexion. You're going to see that, and somebody's going to think, I'm not eating that. I'm not going there. I'm not eating that at all. That's white, man. That is wrong. That is not right.
Well,
I got my old man's birthday on Friday, too. He'll be 87.
Well, you should send him a country ham. Send him a ham.
No, because, my mother told me to quit sending food. I was trying. That was an easy out, Lloyd, for a while. And she goes, quit sending the food. Because, and then she has to make it.
Well, they're not big wine drinkers, so, I don't really ever send alcohol. They're not big, drinkers. That would be more my department, I guess. I got a case of wine for my 50th birthday last year, so that kind of told me a lot right there.
Yeah, they know you.
So I don't know, man. Birthdays, and it's all good.
Well, it's all good. I just don't ever know what the longer people live, you run out of options.
Yeah. Well, I like the Kindle thing. That's a good idea. Your mom, like you said, she's a reader and makes it easy. You just boom, tell her how to download it, and it's right there. She doesn't have to leave the house to go purchase it. It's right there for it.
Then I'll say, do you have Wi-Fi? Huh? Wi-Fi? Huh? Right.
That might go right over her head, huh?
Well, yeah. So if anybody has any suggestions, you just let me know during the show.
Maybe
if we're ever lazy, maybe this would be good.
Well, that would be good. Or
Actually, it would be a good one.
Actually, it's probably not. It's pretty hot in these damn things.
I have a feeling if I sent that to my mom, I would get a return to sender going like, don't even think about it.
Oh, she re-gifted. You get it at Christmas.
That's right. I would probably like it, though. Lounging on the couch, put on my hoodie, my uni hoodie. Man, it's a coffee kind of day. What's up? Everybody trying to wake up?
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
So the deal is today, big news is that one of the guys in the band is dying of cancer.
Levon Helm.
Levon.
In his final stages. The big news today is that what we talked about yesterday, everybody's talking about Ted Nugent. They're talking about, the head chopped off thing, which I knew they would. Told you. He's going to get in trouble for that.
Yeah. Well, it was
But who was on it? Who was on it early?
John Lisle brings it.
Oh, Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
On it early. That's right.
On it early. So we're on the Levon Helm today, and that's the big news.
You know who else is on their deathbed is Robin Gibb too. You know, he's in a coma. He's in a coma now. So Robin and Levon, we send well wishes their way.
That's tough, man.
Robin's son lives here in Austin, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah, he sure does.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Yep, been here since the 90s.
No
Gibby
kidding.
Gibb?
Huh?
Gibby
Gibb? I don't know what his name is. I think it's
Shemp Gibb.
Hurley.
Hurley Gibb? Was that it? Yeah, well, you know, his twin died long ago.
Yeah. That was Bobbin.
Huh?
Bobbin?
Robin?
That's some sick shit.
Robin.
You know what I'm saying?
What was his name? I don't know what his name was.
Maurice.
Oh, you meant that? I didn't realize that was his twin. That was a twin?
Yeah.
They were. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Were they fraternal twins or something?
I thought you meant he had like a brother who died at birth or something like that.
No.
I didn't realize that Mo was a twin brother in there.
Do you guys watch Dancing with the Stars at all?
No, I haven't watched that one.
That's the other thing.
What's going on with that?
Well, it's just the other thing everybody talks about today. They voted off their last guy, Gavin DeGraw.
Yeah.
And so he's going to have to go back to his job at Starbucks. But I don't really get the whole Dancing with the Stars thing, man. I just don't. It doesn't interest me, and I really don't understand the appeal of it. You know what I'm saying?
Why'd you bring it up?
Because that's what everybody is talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
except us that we don't watch it. We can't talk about it. We don't know what the hell's going on. I don't get the appeal either. I want something where at least someone dies. You have to have an edge to it. I don't really care if. What about Urkel? Is Urkel still on that thing? Wasn't he on that thing?
You're interested enough to know that he's on there still.
Well,
yeah, he is.
I'm not interested enough. It comes up in front of me. You know, I'm sitting there trying to look at things, and it's right in front of my face. You know, I just don't click on the link. You know,
if they would give some, nipple shots or something like that, some.
They did. Nancy Grace had a nipple shot on that.
I'm not talking about that kind of nipple shot.
No, you're not talking about that guy.
I'm not talking about that guy.
I said you don't like when I show my nipple.
I'm watching you. Drew.
You know, if they would do like stripper Dancing with the Stars, maybe I could be interested in that. You know, that might be a new concept where you bring up
stripping with the stars.
Stripping with the Stars. You know,
yes,
that would be a good idea. I like that. Yeah. But the ugly strippers would come out. You know, like
stars and burlesque.
Chaz Bono would come out and start doing a little striptease there, and that'd be hot. You know, wearing that assless pants like his mom used to wear.
Let's just hope that all these things, it's just a phase and everybody will burn out on it and they'll move on to something else. I don't know.
But they have, golly, it's been going on. How many seasons do they have? 10 seasons?
Everything is a competition. Everything is a competition on TV. There's even what is the one that comes on after the Voice? There's some kind of fashion competition now where you bring out your designs, and these people from Macy's and Saks, and they vote on whether they want your line or not, and then they pay you for it. Everything's a freaking competition.
It's the next fashion star. We've watched that, but I think I think you're onto something with that stripper thing. I think Lisa Rinna, she's the new spokesperson for Depends. Maybe she could get on a pole and pull one of those things out of her butt.
Yeah, that's a gig. That's a gig.
Yeah, man.
I think we just
got one on right now because it's kind of tough to, I got the Forever Lazy on. There's a little built-in reservoir right in this.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. You just shove one of those things right down in there, and then you really are forever lazy.
Our culture was a little different. We could be a diaper-wearing culture. So that would be pretty good. I mean, all the time. I mean, you just
aren't we on our way to that? I mean, aren't we all going to end up driving around in Forever Lazies with Depends, just eating McDonald's all day? I mean, that is where we're going, eh?
Maybe. It's either that or you got one on because of all that anal sex. So
wow.
That's what I think. There's going to be fallout from that later on. And I pun intended. There's going to be fallout from all that later. And say, yeah, that was great. I was taking it in my 20s and... I have no sphincter left. I have a prolapsed anus.
Oh.
Believe me, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty at all. Somebody's changing it, and they're looking at all the tramp stamps and belly tats and everything else, and you got your shit falling out.
Oh.
They're gonna have Forever Lazy conventions where everybody gathers at some hotel in Vegas and sits in a cuddle puddle with their little Forever Lazy things on.
Puddle. That's okay. That's like an older version of the circle jerk. You got a cuddle puddle.
Yeah. I would have to say the Forever Lazy and a pair of Depends would work out nice at a big concert where you'd have to wait in line for the bathroom. You just stand there at the stage, you piss in your Depends, and you just keep on rocking out, man.
Yeah, because concerts are especially someplace that's not an arena or whatever, where there's bathroom facilities everywhere, but where it's Porta-John City.
Oh yeah,
kind of thing. Yeah, Forever Lazy with a built-in diaper would be kind of nice. Would it not?
I think so. In fact, I've been in some of these porta potties at some of these shows. I would rather shit in my pants and shit in there. That's for sure. Let me tell you.
Next time you're in there, you may want to look in the hole and you may see a few of my diapers.
I'm sure. There is nothing worse than peeing on a tampon. Like, good God, do I need to see that?
Lloyd, come
do
on.
I really
know? Lloyd, have you traveled much, my friend?
Not at all. I sit in my house.
I missed that. Did you say there was nothing like peeing on a tampon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like he knows? Like he's experienced with that?
Yeah, some of them don't have the urinals in there because sometimes you have to wait in line. You just get the women's one. There's no urinal in there. You pop that toilet seat up, and there it is, man. There's that tampon. I'd rather see a turd than a tampon any day.
And you're so drunk, you're like, hey, is that one of them rocket pops? Give me one of them. I'm starving.
Did you see Slumdog Millionaire?
Yeah,
come on, baby.
I know, but good God.
Come on.
I don't need to see that.
I mean, imagine just crawling in.
And who are these people having sex in porta potties at freaking concerts? I mean, let's be real. I mean, I've heard people talk, oh, yeah, man, got it busy over there in the porta potty with my girl. Really? Are you kidding me? I can't think of a worse place in the world to have sex at than a porta potty.
Hey, honey, let's get in that porta potty and let me stuff fecal matter into your vagina over and over again. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, as a goober myself, I really don't appreciate the vocal affectation there, L.A. Lloyd, implying that goobers are the only people that get it on a porta-john, as if the erudite or whatever would never get it on in a porta-john. I take offense, man. Because I think when the time calls, then that's what you do. You go to the porta-john.
Yeah. Well, if your ass is hanging out the back of the door while you're getting busy in a porta-john, it's time to go home. You've had too much to drink. Get out immediately.
What, you haven't gone there, Lloyd?
No.
How about a solo show?
Disgusting.
Not even a solo.
Like you got pumped up during a Poison show, and so you decided to go into the porta-john, take care of business?
Yeah. Squeeze one. No. Never done that. Never done that. Don't have any desire to. No.
What about at a public park?
Public park. Nope. Haven't polished one off there either. Drew, you?
Drew?
I'm not really an outdoorsman. I'm not. I'm not really into having sexual encounters in the woods.
When I was in Boy Scouts, I had to take a dump real bad, and we were at a camp, right? And at the camps, a lot of times they got those just out in the middle of nowhere toilets. So you just go and sit on one. There's not even a wall or anything. You just go sit in the middle of the woods on one.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do that, I'm not going to go and sit, even as a kid, I'm not going to go sit on a porta potty or a john or something like that in the middle of nowhere and have everybody watch me take a shit. So I grabbed...
don't ever get tossed into prison, my friend.
I grabbed a paper sack and did it in a paper sack inside my
sack. Huh? Well, kind of a trucker maneuver.
Yeah, that's very good maneuverability there, Drew. I don't think I could do that.
To
Boy Scouts, Boy Scouts, be prepared. You know what I'm saying?
We go out to Big Ben, and they call it the Groover. They had a toilet seat on an ammo box, and no one, Steve Hahn of all people would not use it, so he'd hold it for a few days, and then couldn't wait to get back on a hot bus and go to the bus can. Now, frankly, I'd rather sit on the ammo box and look at nature than to get on a bus and go back to the restroom on the bus. But that's, I'm not screwed up in the head.
Now,
like
did you have to smell that all the way back to San Antonio from Big Ben? I mean, because that's a long ways to smell a Steve turd, man. That's a good 8-hour ride.
You know, if I do remember, I think I'm repressing. So I really can't remember that.
Okay.
But you know, going back to the taking care of yourself in the porta-john, I've stayed a few times at the Beverly Hilton, and right there is where George Michael got popped.
Yeah,
the
that's
Beverly
right.
Hills.
That's true.
In one of those little park toilet things.
Well, if it's good enough for George, and maybe I'll have to try it out. I mean, come on.
That's what
What's going on?
Freedom.
You can't get too icked out about all this stuff. It's like one time I was around Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and had to hit the gas station restroom bad.
Yeah.
And I was in, got done, realized there's no paper.
Oh.
So I thought about taking a one out of my wallet there and using that, sacrificing a one. But instead, because, I'm
You're
not gonna
tight. You're not going to do that.
Pretty tight. I went rummaging through the trash can that was there.
Yeah. Find anything?
To see if I could find something appropriate. Let's put it this way. I kind of had to unstick it.
Ooh.
So that I could, make it work. But, I am an Eagle Scout. And when you're an Eagle Scout, you're always an Eagle Scout. So you got to do what you got to do. But always remember that one. Because I really did. I said, well, I got some ones. I could do that.
We used to just use tobacco leaves, where I grew up out in the field.
Leaves.
Yeah, use tobacco leaves.
That's a big leaf.
Kind of leaves that sticky tobacco gum when you crack, but you're
Gives
clean.
your butthole that nice buzz, afterwards.
You get a little nicotine in your ass there, and you don't have to smoke it, so you just put it right there in your butt cheeks.
How do we get started on this?
I don't know. We just started with tampons and the porta-potty, went on to from there. It just kind of went downhill. Why don't we get off the talking about the fecal and let's move back to Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, somehow it was with Dancing with the Stars, wasn't it?
Well, no wonder we started talking about shit.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Warren Buffett has cancer too, man.
But he's okay. Stage 1.
Is that the deal?
Not life-threatening. And even if it was, he's got so much money he could beat cancer.
It's prostate, and it's not threatening. And I wondered why that was a story yesterday, frankly.
I bet he's got 15 or 20 prostates in his refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he can just buy one.
I mean, he's 82. Stuff's going to happen. But I heard that, and I thought, okay. Is it because, you're a wealthy guy, and then people want to know about you? What's the deal?
Is he considered a celebrity? Is Buffett a celebrity?
And I guess he is. All I know is he's got stage 1, but damn it, his secretary has stage 2. And that's just not right. It's not fair. Right. It is not. It's absolutely not fair. It's not fair that Warren has, less of a cancer than his secretary has. We need to do something about that.
He must have paid somebody off. That's what it was.
What? We need to work on that, man. Life needs to be fair.
I wonder if his brother Jimmy has any problems. I haven't heard much from him lately.
They're not related at all, but that people make that mistake all the time because there was a rumor that they were cousins or whatever, and so they talk about that. I happened to, because I know that because I thought it was true, and I happened to drop it at a party and got shut down quickly.
Really?
By Jimmy Buffett fans.
Ah. Were you weren't being serious. You were just messing with him, right?
No, I thought they were.
You
cousins.
Really thought? Oh, you really thought they were related?
Cousins. I thought I'd read that someplace.
Oh, okay. I used to eat at one of their restaurants in Myrtle Beach, the Seafood Buffet. They had that $26.99 plate you could get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how Warren got all his money from all those Buffets.
Hold still, man. My red dot's shaky on your forehead.
That's all right. I got Melly here in the background to take care of me.
Hang on, dude. Hang on. I'm trying to take you out. All right? Hang on.
So listen, the NFL schedule, they just released that today.
Yeah.
And Peyton Manning kicks off his season against the Steelers with his new team, the Broncos. So that'll be good, man. Jesus against the rapist. You know what I'm saying? Actually, not Jesus against the rapist. Sorry, it was a horrible joke. It's he's God, right? He's, as far as quarterbacks, he's God to Tim Tebow's Jesus. Am I right?
That's what they've been saying. So, who do you feel like he's going to bring anything to the Broncos? I mean, what's your forecast with?
I don't know much about the Broncos, but I do know that Peyton Manning, man, come on, he's when he's at the helm of the bobsled. Things are going to go well as long as he's healthy.
Yeah.
So he kicks off with the Steelers, and then the Cowboys face the defending Super Bowl champion Giants in the first week.
That should be a slaughter. Yeah,
go right up to New York City and start it off right. So
I mean, as a Cowboys fan, you have to start the delusional train should be pulling out of the station about now, right?
That's exactly
right. About that time.
That's exactly right.
This is going to be the year. Come on, John. We're going to win it. We're going all the way.
This is right about when Cowboy fans start to think that our sixth Super Bowl is right around the corner.
Oh yeah,
it's right here.
I'm
feeling good about my Spurs. Whipped up on the Lakers last night.
Indeed.
Great game.
Indeed.
Shot almost 60% for the game.
The Spurs are looking great, man. They are looking good this season, aren't they?
They're really loaded. Well, we got the deepest bench we've ever had.
And we'll probably hit Memphis first round of the playoffs and get knocked out, So.
Feels good. No, we won't play Memphis at this point.
Yeah.
No, so that's not going to happen, Lloyd.
Well, good. I'm glad to see that. Since we got knocked out the first round last year.
Lloyd.
Take that red dot off my forehead.
Yeah. I said, hold still, man.
Look at this. I'm a fan. I got a Manu spot. Look at that. I got a Manu.
Yeah, there's my big dot.
Look at that.
See,
that is your Manu spot.
My Manu bald spot, dude. I'm a fan. I wear one of the Manu bald spots, dude.
Yeah, Dad. You got them at Supercuts to do that, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but they didn't do it on purpose. It was at Supercuts.
Hey, guess what? Supercuts is never going to be a sponsor of this show.
Not after looking at my hair, they won't.
You know what? We should put up a little big board behind here of all the sponsors that we'll never have.
Mark that one off. That one's not going to happen. Let's see. We've knocked off IKEA.
Put it right next to Santa Claus. All the sponsors.
If you're gonna cut my hair, can you put the iPhone down? I mean, please, really? So yeah. Whoops.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
So the Space Shuttle Discovery flew around Washington, D.C. before it flew over, I guess, landed close to where it's going to live in a museum. And so that was the big news yesterday, is that our space program is officially dead.
Where is it going to be its final resting place? Like in D.C., I guess?
No, it's in Virginia. It's an annex of the Space and Air Museum.
Okay.
Because there's no place for it in DC proper, so they have an annex there.
You know where they could park it at? They could park it next to the Lisa Marie there at Graceland. Have that thing on display. It'd probably get more visitors there in Memphis than it would up in Virginia. You just park that shuttle right next to the Lisa Marie airplane there, the jet, and I don't know. I think that'd be a good idea.
They say they're going to stick it at the Smithsonian's Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy Center in Chantilly.
Yeah, it's in Chantilly. So
how about Neverland? They could put it at Neverland out in Santa Barbara, for Michael Jackson's house. Add that to the amusement rides. You could kind of walk through the Discovery and more visitors.
Remember, they got, they're parceling them out. So there will be one in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So, but Discovery there in Northern Virginia. But that was impressive, seeing that kind of fly around the National Mall, over the National Mall yesterday.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
You guys are freaking patriots, man. I tell you, I'm feeling very.
Well, the thing about you look at Discovery, and when you can look at it up close, and you realize how beat up these things are.
Yeah. Yeah. And how did they ever get back out of the space? I mean, how many flights did that thing have? How many did it do?
27 years. It was in service for 27 years.
That's pretty good.
It's for folks like me who are in their 30s and 40s, that's an icon of your childhood. I was in the 7th grade when the space shuttle exploded, and so watching that and just watching space exploration, with the space shuttle, that's definitely a Generation X thing. And so to watch that go away is a sign of the times. Makes me feel old. Yeah,
I can remember in '86. I I was doing 12-year-olds from the request line. When that thing went
You were
on.
what? You were what?
What? Oh, we live?
I was,
I thought we were in commercial. Uh-oh.
Another revelation from Lisle here.
Yeah,
Well,
nothing better than being on the phone with some chick, and then her mom gets on the extension.
Who are you talking to?
I need to use this phone.
Mommy, I'm talking to the cowboy John Lisle.
So I guess you don't have your own apartment.
Could you stand on the corner of the 7-Eleven? I'm going to drive by at 10:15 this morning. Want to get a good look at you there before we hook up.
All right, so listen, there's this payphone in New York City, and there's a webcam, on the payphone, right? And so somebody online has the brilliant idea to recruit several other people, throughout the country, throughout New York City, to post, a profile on Match.com. Of, hey, I'm this kind of guy, I'm a good guy, 5'8", everybody likes my spinach dip. And so I guess the whole thing was these guys are getting online, they're answering these profiles, these female profiles, and the female profiles are fake. And so basically it says, hey, why don't you meet me at this payphone on this night, or this evening or this afternoon. And so what happened was, 10, 15 guys ended up descending upon the same payphone. And the funny thing is that the entire world knew about it, but these kids. Ooh. And so everybody's on the webcam watching these forever alones wait for somebody who's never going to come at the payphone.
So this is like a modern day candid camera almost.
Indeed.
Wow.
I don't know.
Did you see this or just read this story?
No, I saw it. I watched it.
Oh, you voyeur, you. I mean, were they jostling for position? It's like, hey, layman. Line up, dude. I was here first.
Everybody's standing next to the phone like this.
Yeah, okay. Like, I'm just hanging out. I just happen to be in this location.
First of all, the problem with that story is someone waiting at a payphone in New York City. I mean, who the hell waits for a payphone anymore? I mean, my daughter doesn't even know what a payphone is.
It's the only place that has them now, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big rendezvous point, because you can say that.
Is that
go to the payphone.
Oh, okay. Is that like a gay reference or something?
We used to do that. We used to say, meet me at the escalator in Penny's. And, of course, you'd tell them something that you weren't going to be wearing. So that way you'd have a chance to check them out first from afar.
What if they did the same thing back to you, though?
Well, that would happen, too.
Yeah.
So sometimes the rendezvous never happened because you didn't see anybody dressed correctly. And they didn't either.
How many years were you in radio before you realized you're not supposed to meet listeners who call in on the request line?
Well, considering my first radio station was a religious station, so the women I talked to were in their 70s and they wanted someone to pray with them. So after that, when I first worked at a top 40 station, it took me 2 weeks to realize that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
Because this chick, she was a daughter of a judge, and I was waiting for her. I was like an idiot. I told her where I lived.
Yeah. That was not
coming
smart.
by my place.
Boy.
And and she was a little late, so I was walking down the street. I don't know, maybe to get something at a convenience store or whatever. And then this car drives by, and there's this huge woman behind the wheel with a neck the size of a telephone pole. And that was this chick. And I wouldn't let her in my apartment. And I still remember to this day, she goes, what I really want to do is grab you and take you back to your bedroom and rape you. And she could have if she wanted to. So
she would have ripped that forever lazy right off of your ass and had her away with you, man.
So I was 18 years old. It didn't take long. But you know what? You still got to dip that toe back into the water. You just, what you do is you realize that, okay, I need to work on this. And you realize the better they sound, the uglier they are.
You know it.
So there's a direct correlation. So you listen to somebody who has a really crappy voice, and they might be kind of sweet.
Yeah.
But if they sound really good and they purr, that's not good.
Ever met anyone on the phone that was hot, Drew, or a listener request line?
Oh, I think I have a couple of times, but that's in a 25-year radio career.
Yeah, I think
we used to work at a station where they had a picture of the ugliest human being they could find, printed right in front of the board. You know, when you're on the mic, and it says, "This is who you are talking to right now."
That's motivation.
Perfect.
That's motivation. I think the weirdest city I ever lived in, as far as calls came, was Virginia Beach. That was the loneliest city I've ever lived in, was Virginia Beach, and I say that because there was these Navy widows, is what I called them, even though their husband was fine. They were just on those 6-month med crews, and these girls would get lonely and call the radio station, and boy, the offers that came in from those girls, and I'm happy to say I never took them up on one single instance. Never.
Oh, come on, Lloyd. What kind of whore
all right.
are you?
I will tell you this. One invited me over for dinner, and I went over to her house, and of course, as soon as I walk in the door, the first thing I see is this photo of her and her husband, you know, and all over the walls. And I did eat dinner and sat on the couch. I was uncomfortable the entire time. She's a good-looking girl too. She wasn't like, you know, the one that John described. Good-looking girl. And she goes, "Hang on, I'm going to go toss some dishes in the dishwasher. I'll be right back." I'm sitting there staring at these photos. She comes back out and she's got the lingerie on. And I was like, whoa. And she's like, "I'm just lonely and I need someone here." And I was like, "Well, I'd love to help you, but the morals kicked in and I walked out." So
Shut the fuck up.
I did.
You did not.
I know. What the hell is that?
I walked out. Couldn't do it.
But you know, I just couldn't do it. I sprouted my wings and my halo and I flew out of there.
When you see Tim Tebow knocking at the door going like, "You know what, Lloyd, it's time to go, my friend," I had to get out of there. So
Yeah. You know, you just, you know, you were just worried because maybe this guy wasn't deployed. Wasn't it?
Yeah, big Navy guy coming and kick my ass.
Know that, you know, he or his twin brother could be walking in at any moment.
You know, my husband's a Navy SEAL, right? And I was like, okay, good. Yeah, no, I didn't go there. So that was good. Same thing. I mean, I was living in Richmond, Virginia, and I was about
What's
20
the deal
years
with
old.
Virginia with you guys? What is the deal?
I don't know.
I hate that
in
state.
Richmond, and I lived in a downtown high-rise and would go up on the roof to sun yourself. And I was up there one day and reading, and this chick walks out who's like one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen, very young. And I go, holy crap, because this apartment building was all full of old people. I was the youngest person by far in this building, so I'd never seen anybody that young. So that was during the day, and I did the night show. Going to do the night show, I was bored while I was on the air. I was public service director, so I went down to my mail slot, which I'd never done before, ever, to go grab some public service stuff to start looking at it so I could write up, you know, the little public service liners. I'd never done that before, and there was a winner's sheet in my box. So I was supposed to be giving away tickets to something. But all right. So I give away whatever prize it is. And the caller happens to be, believe it or not, she gives her address, and it's my address.
Whoa.
And I thought, wait a minute. Oh, are you on the roof today? Do you have blonde hair? And it was her.
Wow.
Now, you talk about coincidence. Because I never go to my box when I was on the air. I did, you know, and she happens to be the winner. And that developed into a very small tryst with this chick. Because she lived in my apartment building, but she was the kept woman of this guy that owned a chain of meatpacking plants.
I'm sure he packed her.
And she was trying to get away from him and moves into my apartment. It's like, okay, let's see. He lives on the 4th floor. I'm on the 12th floor. That's a lot of protection. Right.
Yeah.
So she ended up staying with me for about 3 days, and that's it. But that was unbelievably delectable.
Well,
unbelievable.
I did mornings in Virginia. Actually, I did mornings in Kansas City, and this woman who worked below me, we were in a bank, and she worked below me.
Did you say below me?
She worked.
Yeah,
she worked below me in a lawyer's. So she was a CPA, or whatever. She was a lawyer's assistant, whatever they call them, and she would come up and on Fridays and come into the studio and watch. And she invited me over for dinner one night with one of the other employees. And so I thought, well, if it's, I'm going to go with the traffic girl, so that's not so bad. And I went over there, and she's got a wife, or she's got a husband and a kid, and she makes dinner and everything. And then later on that year, she asks to go to a concert. She asked for tickets, and so I gave her the tickets and everything. And she goes, and she asks me to take her home afterwards from the show. And so I take her back to the station, and I say, hey, I hope you had a good time. And she plants one on me, and I said, listen, you're married. You got to get out of here. Get on home. And so I went home, and I had only lived in Kansas City for just a few months at the time. And I go home, and I'm doing the morning show, so I got to get up early the next morning. And there's a knock on my door.
Ooh.
Nobody really knows where I live. And I open the door, and it's her. And I say, what are you doing here? How'd you find my house? And she said, the promotions guy knew where you lived, and he told me. And she came in and took her clothes off, and I said, and then my morals hit me, and I said, honey, I'm not going to be able to do this.
See? So we are totally just disparaging all those stereotypes of DJs being sluts. See there?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I sprouted my wings and my halo, and I flew in.
Liar.
Oh my God! I can't believe this has turned into G-rated. I was expecting some big porno story here, and nothing, man. We got nothing today.
Let me tell you, pal, my morals never kicked in at any time. My morals never kicked in. Only if I thought I was going to get my ass kicked.
Yeah.
Would my morals kick in?
Yeah.
So I've had situations where chicks give me the call, and this was way before I was fat. And wore my Forever Lazy, and I'd have to say, I know your boyfriend or your husband or whatever. It's not going to happen, and not because they were married or they had a boyfriend. It's just because I didn't want to get my ass kicked.
Well, sure.
I didn't want to get killed.
I tell you, man, women, when they find out that you're married, it's almost like this conquest, right? For them, they think they can. They tend to hit on you a little bit more when you're married. That's been my experience. How about you,
get
Lloyd?
fat, Drew?
How about you, Lloyd? Yeah, you get hit on more now that you're married?
I think at first maybe, but not as much so now. I think these moms, they see you walking with your daughters, and he's such a cool dad. But I don't know. Maybe they're doing it. I'm just not picking up on it.
Maybe you should stop. Maybe you should stop getting your hair done at Supercuts.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Maybe I should start wearing a hoodie.
I just think, is that easy? Is mom see you walking with your daughters? You're just walking with your daughters? Yeah. Look, he's such a cool dad. Yeah. Look at him. He walks with his daughters.
Well, yeah, man. I told you that the other day. I'm like the only guy out there. I'm the only dude out there.
Oh, okay.
These are only at-home moms.
With me. So that's all right. Once upon a time when you're younger and stuff is different. But let me tell you, man, getting older and gaining weight is that's really good. If you don't want to get hit on, that's a good defense mechanism.
Yeah, I've experienced that. I would concur with that.
Yeah. The uglier and older you get, it's great, man. They don't do anything at all. And so it's like, finally.
They leave you alone.
Finally.
I don't have to deal with those girls hooking up with me anymore. Thank God.
So fatigued. I just couldn't stand it in my face all the time.
I'm so tired of being chosen as people's sexiest man alive.
Look at my ass.
Oh, by the Thrifty Nickel. The Thrifty Nickel's sexiest man alive.
Trailer court news. Osaka Soul. He's an entrepreneur. Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, I'm glad you guys have morals, and I know now that everyone, don't have to think we're sluts anymore. We always have good stories.
No, I'm sorry, man. I was a slut.
This is the Feel Good Show today.
I was a slut. I didn't make any money when I was doing all this stuff. I wasn't making any money, so I had to have some kind of benefit to it.
Well, yeah.
I had to. And that was the benefit. So when the fish were running, I was gaffing.
I wasn't having sex, but I was going down to the local Holiday Inn in Myrtle Beach during happy hour because I was so broke I couldn't afford to buy groceries. And we'd go down there and, pay $2 for a Corona and nurse on that thing for a couple hours just so we could eat the meatballs at the buffet. And that's all I could eat there in 1986. We just go down to the Holiday Inn, me and 2 or 3 friends, buy one Coors Light for $2, sit there and eat for a couple hours, and You know,
Don't
we might
tell
get
me
some
that-
sex after that, but
Don't tell me that you
We had to
that you
eat.
were the moral beast in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
Hey, you know what? He was the Joel Olstein of Myrtle Beach.
I was waiting for God to give me his favor.
There should have been a laying on of hands, my friend. Definitely.
We will never discuss my
Just
lifestyle
always
in Myrtle
remember,
Beach.
we will never be able to relive those moments. Those opportunities will not come back. You got
I
to take
know.
advantage of them when they're in front of your face.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm glad you did and I didn't.
That was the perk of the gig. I don't think your State Farm agent was picking up on it in his 20s like maybe you could in the radio world. And I'm still here, and I don't have anything that's with me forever.
Look, man, if you're going to go and entertain those girls, that call anybody who calls a radio station to try to seduce the DJ has got something going on wrong in their brain.
Immediately.
Hey, whoa, pal. Whoa.
But most DJs are just as fucked up as the listeners are in most occasions, I would say.
Yeah,
No,
True, too.
I would say that if a woman is in her 30s or 40s, but if
Yeah.
a woman is in her mid-teens, I am not.
Hey, my daughter's turning 12 today. You're starting to make me nervous, John. Good God. You are not to call the top 40 radio station ever.
Yeah, she's definitely
Ever.
dead.
Even if they do play Justin Bieber.
She likes your voice and she knows you have a license.
Oh, God.
That'd be a driver's license. Yeah. So you got to look at it that way. No, it's not. It's not picking up on telephone people. It's usually meeting people out someplace else.
How many people do you think, John, over your entire radio career that you met out romantically after speaking to them on the phone? How many do you think that
And
was?
I answered, well, it wasn't the phone. You leave the phone alone. Certainly, pretty
Prize
quick.
whores.
Then you're just meeting people.
They come to the remotes.
Well,
No,
let's
I'm
say-
not talking about that.
let's
I
say-
think that's more of a friendly sort of, oh, hey, I'm here working and you're here too. Hey, what's going on? I'm talking about somebody gets
Phone?
on the phone and says, hey, I know you don't know what I look like and I don't know what
I
you
don't know,
look like.
maybe 20.
I would say definitely probably the most for me was college radio, my first radio gig. These girls
Definitely
were,
qualified.
and they were pretty hot. Most of them were. There
Yeah,
were
but
some.
You went to school where there wasn't anything there.
We didn't. That's true. That was the only radio station you could pick up in where I went to school.
Wilderness Outpost.
There was no internet back then, so they had to listen to that or listen to their albums. There was not even CDs.
See, the thing is that, I learned pretty quickly after a couple of years not to do anything on the phone, unless I was really lonely. But later on, I was doing the mornings for so long that out of 35 years, I did mornings for 27 or so.
Yeah.
You ain't picking up anybody on the phone doing when you're working in the morning, too busy. But no, I gave that up. I just meet people in other ways. But
You will
I'm still
now with
connected
that
to
Forever
radio.
Lazy. That Forever Lazy is going to take you
Well,
places.
now they know what you look like. See, there's no mystery right there. Beaver
I
Kool-Aid
know.
bringing you
Well,
the
that's
whole
reason I'm wearing
package.
the glasses.
Yeah, he looks like fucking Grimace over here with his Forever Lazy on.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Unabomber, man. I mean, come on.
I'm just hoping in time, man, that I can get in either your pants, Drew, or your pants. No halo here, pal.
At least we've seen each other first.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
That's true.
That is true.
Yeah, that's the wildest thing, because that used to be one of the great things about working on a radio is when you're a young guy was the request line. Now you certainly don't want to go there because no one uses that. I guess they do a little bit. I still think these guys at Kiss on the weekend pick up something somehow.
I would think so. Yeah.
I would think so.
You mean
Well,
the computer?
it's not like
They're going to meet the computer out on the weekend? Is that what the deal is?
Yeah.
They're going to meet the automated computer?
Yeah, before all this crap, like all the computer, online stuff or whatever, that was a nice little conduit to different people.
Well, especially if you were bored, you could sit there and have these conversations for an hour during your air shift, if nothing
Yeah,
else.
a lot of times it got you through the 4 hours of standing there, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I've done that.
Back in let's just put it this way. Back at my second gig when I'm making $600 a month,
Nice.
working 60 hours a week, socioeconomically, I was way down the scale. So you tend to gravitate to the people that are, kind of stuck in the same socioeconomic rut because it dictates how you live. So that's a little deal. So you lower your expectations because you realize I decided not to go to college. So now this is where I need to, I got to be able to harvest in the grove I'm in.
You know what I would do is I would talk to the overnight people at my competition. We'd put one another on hold for 6 hours, and then at 6 o'clock in the morning, we'd all meet at Denny's and go eat.
That's nice.
I bet your PD would have loved to have heard that story.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice, though. I mean, that's nice. Camaraderie. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a fraternity. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Hey, you're lonely in the. I tell you what, you do that graveyard shift, the overnights. That's a tough shift, man. Midnight
you just
to
bring
6.
you in a big old 2-liter bottle of Jolt and some crackers.
Yeah,
you're good to go. You'd bring in that Jolt to get you through the middle of the night, playing the hits.
Well, a lot of these places I worked, there are these women that would go, and that was just like a rite of passage. I mean, they do all the new guys that came to the radio station.
Yeah.
So when you come there, there were chicks with reputations. So you're a young guy. It's like, okay, I want to be included there. I want to be a part of it.
Bands are not the only ones who get groupies.
They hunt you down. They were radio station groupies, and their thing was that they do the whole radio station.
Yeah.
So you just say, okay, it's my turn. There
so did you
go.
guys ever get any listeners that wanted to always bring you food to the station?
Oh, yeah.
And see, my thing was one of the first stations I worked at was a little country station near Raleigh. And it was a country station. And boy, it's kind of like what Lisle described earlier, is these older women bringing pies and soup and all this stuff. And I was fine eating it. And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, dude, don't eat listener food.
Don't eat listener food.
And then I
friend.
got paranoid for the rest of my life and would never do it anymore. I wouldn't even eat anything. So, yeah.
Lloyd, I made this delicious hair pie for you.
Yeah. I just always know that was always the thing where you're supposed to send somebody donuts and eat the donuts or whatever, and then you send them a picture. You're the competition. You send them a picture later on, and it's you sticking your dick through the donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of crap. I mean, that's, so that's the whole thing. It's like you never trust listener food.
Well, I didn't. How about though at Kenso, John? Now, for a fact in the break room there, if there was some food, I don't care if it was pizza, whatever. By the end of the day, that food's gone. I mean, there was not
would descend, but I never ate any of that stuff. We put stuff back in there just to see if somebody would eat it.
There is not a crumb on the table. I don't care what was brought to that radio station. Someone is going to eat it, but I didn't know if you guys ate it or not. I was kind of hesitant.
If it was pizza, I would eat it. But if it looked like it was homemade at all, I always thought it was from a listener. I don't touch that shit.
Yeah, me either.
We put a lot of different things back there to see if somebody would eat it. Just to have fun with it, because the word would get out and you have a lot of people that aren't on the air that go and descend.
Oh yeah, a lot of the sales guys.
You don't know.
A lot of the sales guys come in there.
You guys got any free CDs or food today?
I don't know, man.
Here's a Collective Soul single and a cookie. Get the fuck out of here. Go back up to the other floor.
But I do have a Supercuts gift certificate I can give to you. So
free Ginobili.
Yeah, looks to me like you've got a whole stack of them.
I go to Sport Clips, man. I don't go to Supercuts. I go in there where they rub on your neck a little bit while you can watch the game. Come on.
Okay, well it must be Sport Clips at the outlet mall then.
Yeah, that's the one. It's, you get the one down in New Braunfels. See. Put Sport Clips back on the wall, Drew. It's another sponsor we'll never get.
What's going on the big wall?
Right below the deer.
Well, maybe in the next episode of Beaver Kool-Aid, we will add a few more sponsors to our big wall of we'll never sponsor the show.
I think we should make that the whore show. Where we just try to whore out the show to anyone who will come sponsor it. Have the the logos blatantly plastered all over the place,
Yeah, the guys who are supporting us on this side, the guys who don't support us on this side.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Well, fellas,
Apple.
It's been a lovely conversation today.
It has been. It's been all over the place, and I'm glad we we had it together today. It was good. It's fun.
I just didn't know I was on with the Morrill brothers. So great, fine. I thought you were in radio.
This is going on Joel Osteen's video podcast.
That's not a bald spot over there. He's actually a monk.
It's my yarmulke. I'm switching, man. I'm switching. Well, y'all have a great day, and we'll talk tomorrow. And thanks for watching and listening to Beaver
Forever
Kool-Aid.
lazy.
Forever.
I will go to your party and I will tear it up.
Really?
Beaver Kool-Aid
Make it like a man. Get it hard.
with Lisle, L.A. Lloyd, and Drew. So go ahead, stick your head up your ass.